Okay. I wanted to look at, I've got a couple of minutes. I wanted to take a peek. There was, I did record this, so I'll save it. Give me 1 second. The energy report 411. Okay, what I was going to say is I was curious to take a look at the one-click range. And you can't look at news reports after the fact on the Unirenko because they move so fast. I don't think it's honest. And when I say after the fact, I mean like 1 to 3 minutes after the trade. It's probably you're probably not going to be able to get in. It moves so fast. My favorite setup these days is using, I like the candle setup. In other words, I like the safety of the candle setup. I don't know how much you all have been watching this trade. My point, see this, we don't really have, this is NQ anyway. It's interesting to see what the NQ did on the oil trade. Let's see if, look at this. NQ's just been moving awesome, just in general. Let's go to oil. Let's put oil on. I've never really set up oil. I did not, Alex. Did you? So I've not tested the one-click range trade yet with an oil setup. Chantal, did you have an oil setup? Do you remember? Well, see, at a news report, it's different. You don't use a big look back right at the time of a news report. First of all, I'm not so sure that you can trade oil differently. I think the way we trade it is a perfectly fine way to trade it. At 10:30, it looks so different than the minute chart. It's amazing. But if I were going to do oil, I mean, really, we use the same setups. We're supposed to use the same setups. Not supposed to, but that's how we were testing. So if I were going to set up oil to test with the one-click range trade, my ticks above and below would be 3. I'm on Unirenkos, so I'd leave them at 11. It's at a busy time of day, so I still like the 2 contracts on my first position. Okay? And then 4 ticks, a stop of 18 is within reason. I would trail. So this is the first time I've ever tested this. Excuse me. If you want to be really safe, you can move your stop the minute your first target is hit to break even -4. Then no matter what happens, excuse me, you'll break even if you don't get a chance. If it doesn't trail, you don't get a chance to move your stop. If you move it to break even -3, you'll get one. Looks like you should get one tick. I'll show you what I mean. Let's do a test. We'll do a test. So the one click is set up. It'll start drawing the range. I think oil is infinitely usable on this setup. I think the key is finding the right times of day to trade it. And right now it's long all the way. And let me close any extra workspaces I had open. Oil is kicking butt because my range is not drawing on the right side. I'm on NQ, not CL over here. Let's link them. That could be my problem. And it was. Okay. So now the range, now we're on NQ, so let's go back to CL. All right, finally. So just a reminder, rules for entry. Bursting through the price there. Bursting through the U11, that's this indicator. ANA, super trend, U11. With Williams preferably sloping down. Red line on the Belkit sloping down also. Preferably blue candles. You had yellow, so you could see you didn't get a good follow through. And also Williams was pretty flat at the time. So you should not have taken that trade. You should not have taken that trade. Okay? It may have worked. It may not have. But you should not have taken it. If you really follow the rules. Okay? You like the 400 tick chart on oil? Chantal, or you just mean in general? On everything? Yeah, I haven't tested, so maybe. Not arguing. I think you could very well be right. So it's not super fast right now. It's certainly manageable speed-wise. It's half hour after the report. We missed a giant move. And now, it's looking down. Everything's pointing down. You don't have red candles. So you could wait, but Williams is starting to tilt down. You could say that you're late to the party because you broke through that price a long time ago, right? So maybe you're better off waiting for a potential long if it bursts through the U11 up here. Eventually that'll come into the range. Or I don't see a perfect setup for a short. The perfect setup would be red candles. I always like when there's a U11 inside the range, and you can wait. You'll get that happening multiple times in an hour. Multiple. So if you want to wait for a very specific setup, you can. It looks like it's going to shoot down, doesn't it? That it's going to continue. You have a nice slope. Your slope here is starting. Do you want to take the risk? If you did, you would press the one click range twice. If it hits your first target, your stop will get moved. There it is. So it trailed you and it worked. And see how the candles are a little bit slow? So you had a lot of reasons to do that. The only reason no was the candle wasn't yet red, but they're a lagging indicator. Okay. They're a lagging indicator. So you sort of have to be willing to take a risk. So I just wanted to show, I was just curious, just curious. It clearly would work better in that half hour after the trade. The 15-minute, like up until 10:50, when this ended here, you had some excellent moves that you could see after the report. You could see you just had some good solid, you had real nice slope to the line. So the report was at 10:30. You probably would not have entered here. You would have had a lot of guts to enter there. It was right at the time of the report. That would have been very risky. Okay. You would have started looking maybe after these yellow candles, 5 minutes after the report, maybe would have been the best time. You would have caught that run up, possibly. Just some thinking out loud, folks. You had that big run up, so you might have been able to catch that. The signals, you get a lot of signals on this setup, and that's what's good about it for discretionary traders. You don't have to do anything until you get a signal. Blue candle, green indicator, nice slope on Williams. You're not always going to get a pop through the U11 price dash line. You just don't always get that. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. And if there's any last questions, if not, I'll see you all later. Take care, folks.